Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome back. It's a special episode of the Strong Stoic. It's a Christmas episode. So, normally every year I'll do a quick episode on Christmas. This happens to be coming out on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas tomorrow. And I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I didn't even put the intro music in on this because, well, let's be honest, that intro music is amazing, but it's not the most Christmassy. So here we go. Just going to go right into it here today. Going to talk a little bit about Christmas time and how you can kind of use it to your advantage practically. Obviously, Christmas has a lot of different meanings. There's the practice of generosity. There's gratitude for your family. But the one that I like to equally as focus on is that of having a bit of a reset over Christmas. So there's this running joke that you see come up where that period in between Christmas Day and New Year's, it's kind of like this period of time where, time is warped and it's going fast and slow at the same time, and you're on the couch too much and you somehow seem to gain 10 pounds and in like 7 days or whatever it is. And so that time in between, it's normally a restful one. It's normally one where sitting with family and you're probably being a bit lazy. You might not be going to the gym. You're hopefully not working, but maybe you are. But in any case, it tends to be a time of year that's kind of unique, right? Like there's no other time that sort of naturally occurs for everyone at the same time of the year where you get a time to just relax and be lazy and not do a whole lot. So like most of the country is in that position during that last week of the year. And so you have Christmas Day, you have lots of goodies and treats, and then you have New Year's approaching. And New Year's always kind of resets you in the sense that you start thinking, well, shit, how can I make myself better going into next year? The talk of New Year's resolutions comes about and so on. And I guess the whole point I want to really make is that you should really use that period you should really use that period in between that Christmas holiday period as a time to really reset yourself. If you're someone who's prone to work really hard and to go to the gym a lot, maybe you can take a break from that, or maybe you can maybe not completely stop exercising, but maybe you can mix it up a little bit. Go on some long walks outside, maybe go to a local gym and I don't know, lift really light weight. Maybe go play some sports with your family or something like that. Kind of mix it up a little bit. Try and stay away from the work. Try and be lazy. Try and lean into it a little bit. I think if you're someone who's really ambitious, who's really trying to push the envelope, if you're someone who's like an avid reader and you really like to read, reading is a great thing to do over the holidays, by the way. But if you're someone that's kind of always looking for improvement on yourself, it's really beneficial every now and then to have a period where you're essentially resetting. And Christmas is just one of the best times for that because everyone's resetting at the same time. You hopefully have no guilt about it because everybody else is doing it, and there's a set end date. Like you do have to go back to work eventually, and so you're not going to spend say 3 weeks absolutely doing nothing. 1 week to 10 days. You know what? That's a pretty good period to just allow yourself to chill out and reset. And the importance of this is, when we're kind of living our day to day life and we're in our work schedule, our 9 to 5 or whatever we're doing, and we take the weekends and maybe Saturday we do our laundry, and then maybe Sunday we actually have off, or we go to town, or we go to a cafe, whatever your like weekly schedule is in your life, you can kind of get taken by that. And what I mean is that it kind of feels in some sense like you're on this treadmill, this conveyor system that you just have to keep on, and there's these cycles, and we talk a lot on this podcast about how beneficial that is because you need a routine and you need consistency in your life in order to do anything and be successful. And if you're a very conscientious person, you will actually really enjoy that. You'll enjoy that routine and you'll start to miss that routine over the holidays. But what ends up happening a lot of times when you're in that cycle, when you're on that treadmill, is you end up going through things without really thinking it through. And so a reset can be very beneficial in that you can get rid of a lot of the noise that you've been carrying on. As an example, you might be someone who has gotten into the habit of staying up really late, and it's starting to affect your work. And Christmas is a good time to kind of reset, because what you're doing is you're just completely messing up and screwing up your schedule, and it gives you an opportunity to think like, okay, hold on a minute, what is the best way for me to design my weekly schedule and my daily schedule going into next year, that I actually want. And it stops becoming a habit, an ingrained habit that, oh, I just stay up every night until 12 o'clock. Maybe you can actually change that. But again, when you're on that treadmill, when you're in these cycles, it can be very, very difficult to recognize and realize these little habits that you pick up. Like, we just pick up these random habits all the time, and for whatever reason, we just get into them. We get into hitting the snooze button twice. We get into the habit of checking our phones in the morning. We get into the habit of, 12:30 comes along and we grab a very sugary granola bar. Like, we get into these habits, we just accumulate them. And it can be hard for you when you're, again, absorbed onto that treadmill and just going round and round, to take a minute and think and consider and maybe remove some of those habits that you've picked up along the way. But when you go through something like a Christmas break where you're really resetting everything, it gives you a great opportunity to reevaluate and reset properly, and to figure out and really understand what is right and what is wrong. And so I would say, lean into that, lean into that reset. I would say that if you can leave the last day or two of your Christmas holidays excited, not dreading, but excited to get back to your routine, to get back to work, to get back to your regular life, man, that's a good way to go, because it's going to feel great for the first 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, depending on who you are. It's going to feel nice to just enjoy life and relax with family and eat too much food and, take naps in the middle of the day, things that you can't normally do because of your busy schedule. But if you got your life set up right, and you've reset yourself to the point where you can make a few tweaks that may actually be of great benefit to you going into the new year, you won't dread going back to your life. You'll actually be really excited for it. And that should be your goal over the holidays, is to reset, is to get excited again for the life that you might not want right now. You're probably excited. I mean, I'm recording this on December 20th. And, I'm excited. I'm excited to go home. I'm excited to see family. I got some gifts left to wrap. I'm excited for Christmas Day and to see my nephew, my brother, my sister, and my family. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to just lay on the couch and watch Christmas movies that we've seen over and over again over the years. I'm excited about that right now, because I just finished a very long, stressful year of work. However, at the end of my Christmas vacation, the goal is for me to not dread coming back, not want to continue to stay on the couch and watch The Grinch and Home Alone, but rather to go back to my schedule, go back to the life that I've built and that I really like and that I really enjoy. Go back to my life, go back to my schedule, go back to my routine, make a few changes. And so lean into this resetting that Christmas gives you. It's a great opportunity. See it for what it is, enjoy it, live in the present moment. Don't think too far ahead. Don't think too far about what you're going to do when you go back to work. Just focus on this moment right now, wherever you're at. If you're having a meal with your family, or you're watching a Christmas movie, or you're going to the local gym that's next door that, you're that doesn't have any gym equipment because your parents live in a small town, right? Like, just lean into that experience of resetting, lean into something that's different than your regular schedule. And yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. And yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Again, tomorrow, well, if you're listening to this on the day this episode comes out, tomorrow will be Christmas Day. So look forward to seeing Santa Claus. Don't get too tied into New Year's resolutions. Enjoy this period. Eat too much food. guess what? Mathematically, you're probably not going to gain 5 pounds over the holidays. You'd have to eat a lot of food, a lot of extra food to gain 5 pounds. Could you gain 2 pounds? Yeah, probably. But you know what? You can get rid of those 2 pounds in like the first 3 to 4 weeks of the year if you're really really disciplined with it. So don't worry about it, man. Just relax, enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, be grateful that you have a family, be grateful that you have peace. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and I will see you in 2025. This will be the last episode of 2024, so I will see you all in 2025.